And welcome back to Late Night Love. Tonight on Late Night Love, we're stepping in. I'm never smooth, am I? There's always something. I was talking to my podcast. I believe it or not, guys, I actually give a podcast class workshop.
Yes.
Yeah, on how to create a podcast and how to structure one and all the stuff that I don't do. I tell them to do as I say, not as I do. All this various stuff. And I told them that if you ever want to feel better about yourself, just go pick a random show and you watch my intro or my exit. I'll have screwed one of them up. Almost guaranteed. Any show, just pick one. So to feel better about yourself, you could just go pick a random show and I have screwed up an intro or an exit. But tonight on Late Night Love, we're stepping into the quiet corners of modern life, the places where we're trying to be good people, good partners, good parents, good coworkers, while also trying to stay hydrated, get a day off, and maybe not drive everyone to work. This episode is about boundaries, the soft ones, the firm ones, the ones we're scared to set, and the ones we didn't know we needed until someone crossed them. It's about the tiny frictions that build up in daily lives and the big emotional truths that sit underneath them. So settle in, dim the lights, and take a breath. Let's talk about the things we only admit when the world gets a bit quiet. And do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share button. You can find us at latenightLove.us. I'm always a couple days behind on that, but I get to it eventually. And you can send us your questions, comments, suggestions to latenightLove.us. And while we're talking about questions and comments, we are actually going to answer a couple while we're here.
Yes.
So let's do this. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. It's not the one I wanted. There it goes. Oh, there it is. Okay. I should probably clear the, let's not share it because I didn't have a chance. I did need a screenshot and blur the things. So let's not actually share it. But because I don't want to put anybody on blast or anything. Not that we can blast anybody on anything. But so we were talking, this is back from a short we had from a couple of 3 or 4 episodes ago when we talked about a boyfriend lied about how much the promise ring or engagement ring cost, right?
It was a promise ring. She was 16. Her mom said, you're too young to be engaged.
Yeah.
You can get her a promise ring.
Yeah.
Now the mom was alarmed by how it looked.
Oh, well, that's just difference in generations, right? One generation likes one thing and the other one think that what the heck you like. That's just a common thing. But so the comments we've got, right? So we've got someone here. Let's just go to the comments.
Okay.
So they spent $1,000 on something and like that was $1,500 before, and then on the other thing they spent $3,000 on something, blew it off, and it was like $2,000. Again, it depends, right? Sometimes you get a good deal, and sometimes you get screwed over, and it's not even necessarily screwed over. That's how much that cost in that location at that time. Just because 2 months later it's a different price doesn't mean you could have gotten it for that price 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So life's like that sometimes. Now, we got another one who says a red flag with both of them, which I kind of get.
Yeah.
Why are you giving that much money to a promise ring to 16 and 17-year-olds? Shouldn't you be investing that money in, your future rather than blowing it?
Yeah.
There's lots of things there's lots of things more productive or more fun you could blow that $1,000 on, right? You could go, pay a few months of insurance on a car. If you're a 17-year-old boy, it's not going to pay for a lot of insurance, but pay for some. But the fact that he has $1,000 to spend on a thing, I suppose. And then we've got.
Well, they're saying he's lying.
But how much it cost?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still. Yeah, she said it was costed like we could listen to it, but he said one thing. It was still a lot either way.
Yeah. And the mother was alarmed at the size of it. She didn't want him to spend that much.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? And then we've got one comment and it says, imagine giving a promise ring to someone only for them to solely concentrate on how much it's worth. Yeah.
She's not even an adult. Okay.
That's a little far, but it's also got a point where she's more worried about the daughter, or somebody's more worried about how much it costs. See, this is I don't remember exactly the question. I have to go back and
I remember it.
so we'd have to go back. I'd have to go back and double check. But it's just generally speaking, you don't give a lot of money. You don't spend a lot of money on rings and jewelry when you're 16 or 17. Spend money on concert tickets
I know.
like everybody else.
I know.
But yeah. So,
But we do like the jewelry.
Yeah.
You know.
but I do understand the red flags, both of them, is actually probably the best comment. They're both got some red flags.
Actually, yeah, both of them do.
They both have some red flags, but of course they're 16 and 17 who didn't at 16 and 17. So who didn't focus on the wrong thing at 16 or 17?
Yeah.
Yeah. Join the club if you've never done that. Congratulations. All right. So we're going to hop into our actual segments here. We'll get better at those at some point. Well, maybe we should practice.
We could.
We could. To answering that.
But I mean, our thing is in the moment.
Well, this is true. I don't mean necessarily practice the question. I mean practice the segment where we're answering questions on live, just so it goes smoother. Not the question itself is not relevant. Or the answer itself is not relevant. It's just going
the process.
Yeah. It's like going out on a football field and practicing a play that you may not run all year. They do it all the time. But on the case you need it. But in this particular case, we're going to use this particular play. But the details don't matter. Anyway. All right. In the live segment tonight, we are looking at the everyday frictions that somehow feel bigger than they should. This has already gone off the rails. A date that asks to split the bill and suddenly the vibe shifts. Coworkers who want to know your whole life story, or coworkers won't accept you no matter what you share. Questions about Juneteenth, about water breaks, about whether you really put a Juneteenth question in there?
Mm-hmm.
Radical honesty is honesty or just cruelty with branding. And of course, the internal workplace dilemma. Am I wrong for not wanting to be out of the office? All right.
Office Uber.
Oh, you're wrong for not wanting to be the office Uber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. These aren't dramatic crises. They're slow burn moments that shape how safe we feel in the world. Yeah, I don't know if I feel safe with you because, man, I only have one problem with Juneteenth. But I'm not dying on that hill. All right. So what's next?
Okay, first question. Am I unreasonable for disliking my date after asking to split the bill? So he set it up. He asked her out. He picked the restaurant.
Yeah.
And
it's a modern world of equality, ladies. Sorry. You're expected now to pay half the bill. These younger men, the men in their 20s, you're expected because, quite frankly, in a major metropolitan area, you're likely making more money than he is. So pony up, buttercup. Now, do you have to like it? Not necessarily. No. And again, if you're in a more rural area where culture's different, then culture ideas are different. But if you're in a major metropolitan area, that's just the way it is nowadays. And you can like it or not, but you're going to run into it more often than you're going to like. People aren't willing to invest in you until you know you're worthy of being invested in.
Well, you're asking us out.
Yeah, but that's from our sorry, sunshine. That's from our generation and before that ship sailed. That ship sailed 10 years ago when the quality push told you it was gonna bite you in the butt. So you guys didn't really want it. You theoretically wanted it. You wanted all the good parts about it, but you didn't want this.
I had some guy at the end of my dating career.
Uh-huh.
I had some guy get upset. He asked me out for sushi.
Uh-huh.
And then he pushes the bill towards me, and I just look at it.
Yeah, that's backwards, especially of our age, right? We have different expectations.
I know.
But in this generation, if they're younger people in their 20s, yeah, that's just the way it is. Now, maybe it's a good screen filter, so you don't have to worry about those people, and you can go find the 10% that will still, you know,
It's old school.
yeah, whose mama taught them right, or maybe they're from out of town, haven't been broken by society yet. They still have smaller town,
Small town values.
well, medium town values, not even small town values. It's
Mm,
probably more limited to the major metropolitan areas. I
okay.
have a suspicion,
Mm.
but still, because that's where things are more balanced.
Yeah,
So
well, y'all can just stay in New York, okay?
I didn't say whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just telling you what it is.
Mm.
Getting mad at the wind, man. It's just sure, get mad at the wind all you want. It's just still gonna blow it. Don't care. Yeah. All right. What's next?
Juneteenth day off. They didn't have Juneteenth day off,
Yeah.
but it was a bank holiday.
Well, because bankers will take any day off, right? It's a bankers and bureaucrat holiday. And I work in a building where they closed the building down. So technically we can't work even though we could. But whatever. In some weird sense of the word, I'm a county employee, but not. So I get stupid holidays off too. And it's not necessarily a stupid holiday. I get it. I just wish it'd have a different name. But that's my only hill to die on. Some people get days off, some people don't, based on all kinds of holidays. You know,
Yeah.
people have to work on Veterans Day.
Yeah.
You know, not everything closes on Memorial Day. Pick your holiday. There's stuff open on Christmas because someone has to run the gas pumps.
Yeah.
Even if most stuff closed down, there's still people out there working because the lights need to be on. The sewer needs to run. The water plant can't stop running. So those people, at nothing else, those people have to work. And the Uber drivers have to be willing to drive so they can get grandma to and from her party safely. She can't drive anymore.
Yeah.
She would used to have to drive anyway, and now she can take an Uber. So, here's the thing. If you want the day off, schedule it off ahead of time.
Yeah.
Or just, have the blue flu that day. It's fine. No one actually cares. Unless you're as part of a small team working at Starbucks who's going to have a busy day because there's a big you do haha should do across the street from their location. So they're going to be busy all day long and they really need you there. Now, just plan that day off. But if not, I had the day off. My only problem with that is the name of the day. Can't we call it, Slavery Remembrance Day and actually hit us in the nose so everybody knows what we're actually remembering? That's my only problem with it.
Let's be real is what you're saying.
No, I get it, but here's the thing. It's not my holiday, so it's not really my place to say.
Okay.
Right? And I can have my one gripe about it, but it's not worth the hill to spend any time on for me, right? It's just, of all the things in life, that's the thing I'm going to get time and upset about. I'm sorry. There's just
there's other things more important.
There's just in the laundry list of things for me to get upset about. The name of a particular holiday is not one of them. I should be getting upset about just because of the name. No, that's silly. Anyway, if you get just like any other holiday, if you get it off, you get it off. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
And if you want it off, you take it off one way or another. That's always been my solution. And let the chips fall where they may. Okay.
Am I stealing time at work by drinking water?
Well, it kind of depends how often you're drinking water and what's your routine. Are you stealing time by drinking water? No. But if you take a 5-minute circle of the plant before,
every time you drink water,
right? And you happen to go 4 or 5 times an hour, but at some point you're deliberately not drinking. You're drinking water as an excuse
to get up and socialize,
not do work.
Yeah.
But generically speaking, if it's hot and you need to stop and get water, of course you're not stealing time. You're saving the company a big old lawsuit from you passing out from dehydration or heat stroke. So they're just from the company's point of view, from a workers' comp point of view, it's cheaper for you to take a break and drink water. It is for you to get sick, fall over, smash your head open. Right? It's just pencils out. Yeah, water breaks work better, right? It's just
Yeah.
literally cheaper for you to take water breaks.
Yes.
But have your water bottle near you so it doesn't interfere with whatever you're doing. I have a suspicion what they're actually complaining about is the time, not the fact that you're going to drink water. It's that you take 10 minutes to do it.
Hmm.
It's like the guy who goes to the bathroom right before the break time. Spends 10 minutes in the bathroom, and then you got a 10, 15 minutes break. This dude just took a 25-minute break every day. And, right? There's people that game the system. Of course, they're also the first to go when someone needs to go. So, and then we'll complain about it. I don't know why I was let go. Because you're a moron. That's why you're not let go. If you can't figure out why you were the one to be let go, then that's why you were let go. Okay. So the answer is no. Unless you are.
Okay. Coworkers complain they don't know anything about me.
That's nice.
He's old school.
Yeah.
They're coworkers. They're not friends.
No, I've got a life outside of life. Now, here's the thing. You can share some things about them, right? With them.
Kids, are you married? I mean, just the basics.
I go bowling every other Thursday, right?
Whatever, throw them a bone.
Yeah, just throw a bone every now and again.
Yeah.
But you don't have to.
If it's going to make your work life more pleasant, why not throw them a bone every once in a while?
Well, it depends. They may just be nosy Nates and Nancy.
Well, you can put a halt to that, and you go full disclosure. Just, every couple weeks, throw something else out there.
Yeah.
Got some new tennis shoes.
I'm dealing with rectal leakage. That'll get people to stop.
Stop it.
You can overshare. That's a way of getting them to cut it out. Doesn't have to be true. Just start saying stuff. I don't know. I don't really care if coworkers complain about me unless it's something that's real, right?
Mm-hmm.
If for whatever reason people feel intimidated around you or whatever,
yeah,
that's the kind.
I need to know that.
That's the kind of stuff I want to know. But the fact that, well, he won't tell me what he does on Tuesday nights. So what? Do you really want to know? I go home and watch Netflix and until 10, and then flip on some more mature content until about 11:30 and go to bed. Do you really want to know that? I eat SpaghettiOs and still, I'm 60-year-old man still eat SpaghettiOs. Is this what you really want to know? I think not. So,
but it's so exciting.
But it's not. It's just mundane life. The poor dude just wants to be left alone. He does nothing interesting. At least it's barely interesting to him, right? He clearly doesn't have something he just wants to share.
No,
like if he did CrossFit or something, those people will share anything. Or
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Or if he was a vegan, he'd never shut the heck up about it. So,
I'm convinced they have to be that way. In order to eat like that, you have to be obsessed.
Well, you have to be obsessed to have any overly strict diet.
Yeah, I guess so.
The only other thing to have an overly strict diet is to have such a limited diet that it's to anybody outside it looks strict.
Yeah, okay.
It's not really strict. It's just that all you feel like eating.
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Just passionate about food is a different thing than obsessed, I suppose. Which is something I can relate to. So, but it's none of their business. How's that? Really? But you can Make stuff up. Say you used to work for the CIA, and then they'll stop asking you questions.
Tell me you used to date someone in Hollywood.
Tell them you have a girlfriend in Canada.
There you go.
Just
Russia.
yeah.
Start telling them stupid stuff. There you go. Keep them guessing. Now that could make it a fun project.
Did you know I met James Bond? No, the real one, not the movie guy. Start making stuff up. I saw Castro once. Just something that's quasi plausible, but just so they have to think about it for a minute. Sure. Somehow I don't think he wants to put that much effort into it.
I know. Yeah. Because you got to keep track of your.
No, you don't have to keep track. At that point, you don't care. Doesn't matter if what you said yesterday conflicts with what you say today. You don't care. That's part of the fun. Oh God, what's that guy on the Red Green show? The entrepreneur. No, not
he's always doing something. Shap Hannessy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, he's always lying about something. Right? Just always lying about something.
Something he did.
Yeah, he was given an American award by a Canadian general in a German war and stuff. So yeah, just jump all in. But my guess is he doesn't want to put that much effort into the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but that would be fun for me. And then you could tell him you're making it up and then just walk away. No, I made it up. Really? No, I made it up. I'm asking me questions.
I don't know what to ask. I'm meant to answer you people.
What do you want from me? Go home. Go home.
I eat dinner and I watch TV and then I go to bed. Leave me alone.
Yeah. And if you watch TV or entertainment like me, you process none of it.
You don't remember any of it.
I don't remember any of it. It's just
unplug.
Yeah. It's just unplug the thing and just whatever run through. Yeah. I couldn't tell you what I was watching 20 minutes ago before we started this thing. Luckily, the tab is still open, so if I want to go back and start watching it again, I can.
Slide right back into it.
All right, so what's next?
Is radical honesty a green flag or just an excuse to be mean? They don't have to be inclusive. You can be radically honest and still be mindful of someone's feelings. But someone who just lets them fly, they're not having a care for you.
Yeah, it's you don't have to be mean to be radically honest. What does that even mean? Here's the thing about even radical honesty. Is it worth it? If you don't ask the question, is it worth it? Then what are you doing? Sometimes it's just not worth it. Maybe it's none of your business. Maybe you're putting more effort into somebody else's honesty or dishonesty. It's not even your life, dude. Just spend your energy somewhere else. Stop being so judgy. Right? That's often what it is. Now, here's the thing. If you don't like, say, someone doesn't like a dish somebody makes, for the love of God, tell them, because otherwise you'll be eating that thing for the next 25 years.
You can do that nicely.
Yes.
It's just not to my taste, dear.
Yeah. I have to do this all the time because I experience food textures and flavors vastly differently from the rest of the world, right? So it's essentially I'm eating differently than I can eat the same thing as somebody else, and I've tasted it.
I think I gave up around year 5, somewhere in there.
Yeah, and then I had the concussion, made it worse. And
yeah.
So it is what it is. But
I used to drive you crazy. I'd wake up, I'd go to the grocery store every morning and get dinner because we still had teenagers in the house. They would eat us out of house and home. You can't have any leftover food. Can't buy ahead. Well, eat it.
Yeah.
And so I'd go every morning and I'd ask, because I'm a morning person, and I'd ask you, what do you want for dinner tonight? I don't know. Yeah,
don't know.
and it got increasingly more stressful. I don't know.
Don't ask me what I want for dinner. There's two things you can do in that question: make something you know I like, or just let me deal with my own dinner. Right?
Yeah.
Because I'll eat whatever's essentially made, as long as I really don't want that particular thing that day.
Mhm.
And it's no offense. I'm just going to eat my own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just eat something you know I can eat, and don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I was in the mind everyone should sit down and eat together.
Oh, that doesn't happen here.
No, well, I figured that out.
We do conjugate in the kitchen. The kitchen is still kind of the center, but because of the way the house is laid out, that's where everybody kind of crashes into each other at 1 a.m. and we kind of hang out for an hour and a half. Everybody goes their own way. It just happens more organically rather than we sit down at dinner. We still got all this stuff accomplished. The dinner's accomplished. Just
There's something psychological about sharing food together.
Not in our house. Food is the gas station. You're putting you get in and out, right? Just not everybody has that experience with food.
Mhm.
Like I despise the fact that people go and sit down and socialize around food. It's just like it's the least conducive thing to have a conversation is when you're sitting there eating. Because you either got stuff in your mouth or you're crunching, you can't hear because you're eating things. Why are we sitting here talking around food? This is dumb. I said.
You comment on it. You share a bite.
Yeah, I'm going to eat before I get there, and I'll be fine, right? Or I'll eat when I leave. No. This is why I don't go to restaurants either. So why I don't go out, because I try to be pleasant. It just does, I'm not a great actor. So I'm civil. What do you want from me?
I can tell when you're annoyed.
No, you can tell when I'm annoyed when I start singing Mary Had a Little Lamb. That's
an emergency situation. We need to leave, and we need to leave yesterday. If we don't leave right now, it's going to be a bad decision to stay. It's going to get really weird. You're going to have to apologize as I shuffle you out the door.
Well, gluten-free hand sanitizer, man. I still remember the gluten-free hand sanitizer.
That's what you remember out of all of our forays into holiday spices at the co-op.
Yeah, but who's eating freaking hand sanitizer?
Well, some people are allergic on contact to gluten.
No, it's a digestive disease. It's not a skin thing. It's in their head, that thing. You got to eat it. That's the whole point. Anyway, we've got off the rails. This is going to be a long night. Okay, what's next?
Is it wrong to not want to give coworker rides to work?
Well, if it's out of your way, then no. If you live down the street, you should probably commute if it's not out of, assuming you're compatible human beings. Don't you want to, at the end of your life, wouldn't you would prefer to have done something that's a little inconvenient, but help another human being? You want a few of those tagged up on your list, right? Regardless of what God you do or do not believe in, you're going to want some pluses tagged up on your sheet there at the end of the world, because we're not all as good as we think we are. So,
there's two things at church and in AA. There's a thing. Service over convenience.
Yeah. And there's a limit to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got to go 2 minutes out your way, you go 2 minutes out your way.
But you got to actually show up.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're helping somebody out maybe somebody only has one car, and you taking them to work allows their wife to have the car, so it makes it easier for them to get their kids to and from work, especially on rainy days and things like
School.
that. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, school, work, don't talk to me about school. We treat
Ooh.
school like work, so why should we just call it work? Call it child labor. Anyway. But again, if it's inconvenient or you're not compatible human beings, yeah, there's the other option.
I had a coworker who smelled,
Yeah. They're not always compatible
and I
humans.
had to bow out. It was terrible.
But there's limits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Coworkers not accepting me. I should have put this right after the coworkers complain they don't know anything about me. This one actually cares what her coworkers think.
Oh, well, they're her, right? That one was a guy, right?
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Guys, don't care.
Don't care. These are people I work with, not people I care about. Right? It's just is.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed jobs 10,000 times. You don't become friends with coworkers just because. Women, on the other hand, have the need to be accepted by the group.
Yes.
It's just men will go their own way. Women have an inherent need, at least percentage-wise, more than men.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Need to be accepted by the group. And so when you aren't accepted, it hurts. You feel rejected.
Yeah.
Yeah. And men feeling rejected, we don't care. But we'll put a bull in a china shop at that point. I'm just going to pull right between you people. I don't care. Women won't do that. They won't put the armor on and just, well.
Well, I learned how to. I was a single mom. I didn't have the option of saying to my husband, I want to go get another job. I didn't have that option.
Yeah, some women, everybody at some point, right, have to learn to put the proverbial coat of armor on.
I was 17 in the Army. I had an early start.
The Army helped you, right, on that particular case. The Army taught you how to build a suit of armor, if nothing else.
You just got to plow right through all those comments. Just plow right through them. Yeah, whatever.
They taught you how to be a guy. Essentially, it's just what they did. We don't know what. Well, this is back in the 70s, right? Well, no. Yeah, 70s, late 70s. This is late 70s. So, yeah, they didn't know what to do with women still back then.
No.
So they just treated you like a guy. We're going to make you into one of these guys.
Yeah.
And so
you're a soldier now.
Yeah, you're a soldier. That's all we know how to make. That's it.
We've been doing this for a long time. It works.
We know how to make soldiers.
Get on the line. Toe on the line.
But this is designed for men. That's all we know how to do. Sorry. We can get you special clothes, I guess. Did they get you,
Oh, yeah. Real fashion stunners.
Well, I didn't say they were going to be fashionable. I don't think the men are fashionable.
But they had a lot of pockets.
There you go. See? If you want pockets, join the military.
Seriously, I had like 6.
So there you go. There's the answer to why don't women's clothes have pockets? Because you guys don't join the military. That's why. Get some pockets, go to the military. Or go to the Army surplus store and buy pants.
There you go.
And buy pants with pockets.
You just skip the whole moving the mound of dirt from one area to the next and back again. They made me do that.
Yeah.
That cliche that I never thought I would. I thought, no one makes somebody do that.
Yeah.
They made me do it, and I did it, and I shut up about it too. Because I knew it was just my turn in the barrel.
Yeah.
I was the newbie.
Everybody's got to go through that.
Yeah, hazing.
Well,
and it wasn't that bad.
Well, that's not even hazing. That's just teaching you. You're going to have to do stuff that you're not necessarily going to understand just because we need you to do it. So what's that look like in a training sense? Dig a hole and
put it over there.
And put it over there.
And then you're done. Okay, I'm done. Okay, go have lunch. And then you come back. Okay, now fill the hole back in again.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you're going to do the exact same thing tomorrow. What am I learning here? How to dig a foxhole. So you can go. Essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Life isn't made of big events. It's made of these tiny negotiations of dignity, comfort, and identity, and whatever the hell tonight's show was. And when you start honoring your boundaries and the small things, the big things get a whole lot cleaner. Anyway, have a good night from me, Lovey. Please remember to love everybody.
Good night. Did we even answer that?
Probably not. I don't think we answered like 3 of them, if I'm honest. I don't know what the hell that was. I must be tired. I don't feel that tired, but I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Okay, here we go.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
And welcome back to Late Night Love. Tonight's love questions hit that familiar mix of sweetness and fatigue. Parents wondering if they're reminding their kids too much or feeding them too often or letting them sleep in the bed too long. Partners feeling worn down by daily routines, the driving, the scheduling, the emotional labor. People wondering if becoming a parent means losing friendships or if a preschool should have done more for Father's Day. And the big one, should I leave a 7-year relationship because he won't propose? Love is rarely about the grand gestures. It's about the daily grind, the invisible work, the longing for partnership that feels mutual and fair. Well, I'm going to tell you that last one, fair. Fairness doesn't exist. Fairness is for kindergartners. In real life, fairness is out the window. Life doesn't allow it. Sorry. Mother Nature's a cruel mistress, and she plays with us all. Don't expect fairness out of life.
No.
No.
It'll be interesting, but it's not going to be fair.
No. Doesn't mean it won't be rewarding. Sometimes and that fairness doesn't always go against you. Sometimes
it's in your favor.
Yeah. So, it's not necessarily a negative thing. And sometimes you create your own fairness. So don't, you are this a piece of your life's equation that never changes. You're the constant. Whatever equation in life happens to you, you are your own constant. Other people, other circumstances come and go, change. Mm-hmm. You're the constant. So start tonight with that. All right, but before we get the rest of it, do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share, all that good fun stuff for us. You can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send us your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us and all that good fun stuff. All right. Somehow I've moved. Okay. It's been a wacky night already, people. So who knows what's going to happen?
Hang on. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no more idea what's going on tonight than you do. So
well, we have questions.
Well, normally I'd say I have answers, but I'm not sure I've answered enough questions tonight. So let's see how it happens.
Okay. Right. Do you remind your children of the consequences of every activity? He's a 4-year-old little boy.
Well, that says 4 months.
4 male.
Oh, 4 male? A 4-year-old little boy? No, because at some point he has to learn the hard way because he's a 4-year-old boy. And life's consequences, sometimes stupid has to hurt in order for them to learn a lesson. So on occasion, if it's relatively safe, you let him learn his lesson. Also, 4-year-old boys need to learn what level of risk they can or cannot take. And mothers are not necessarily very good at allowing them to take all the risks they need to take to learn how their body works and functions and all the various things we do at 4 years old so we can act like a moron at 12.
They're little chaos monkeys.
Yes, especially 4-year-old boys.
Yeah.
4-year-old girls will sit down and color. 4-year-old boys can do that for about 5 minutes.
They're in 4-year-old boys are in constant motion.
Yeah, it just is. And so you're setting yourself up to have to run around after him and follow him all the time. He's gonna have to learn his lessons the hard way on occasion.
Do you really want to be that kind of mom?
So, yeah, no. What you did is you reminded them enough times so they know that they know that there's a consequence, and then
Then let them
you know,
find out why.
yeah. Sometimes you got to let them learn, their own way. Some of us call it the hard way. Some of it call it nature's way. Some of it say stupid should hurt. Whatever thing you want to create, it's kind of the catchphrase is irrelevant. It's all the same. It's all the same concept. It's that some things have to be learned, through
Doing.
through it
Yeah.
going wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can learn wrong lessons because you can do things right. And then you end up with guys like Tony Hawk or whatever, who's, start riding skateboards off of buildings and things. And, so you have that possibility as well. And next thing you're actually creating is a stunt child. But do you really want to squish that creativity if someone's that? Right? Just think of that poor man's mother.
I know.
All these skateboarders and stuff. Go just watch the X Games and just think about all these poor mothers for all those kids who are trying to get to the X Games, doing all these tricks off skateboards and whatnot. Right? It's insane. And yet, or even worse than the skateboards, all those people you support by buying all those Red Bulls, all those goofy stunts those Red Bull athletes do. Have you ever watched some of those things?
No.
Go look up Red Bull stunts on YouTube and see what you're supporting. These people are nuts. Oh, they even have stuff that's fun though. Like they have a ramp and they'll launch your homemade plane thing off of the thing and you can see how far you can go.
Ooh, see?
Well, yeah, but half of them just crash. And it's into a lake, but still, they still crash. Anyway, to answer the question, maybe again, we're not answering questions tonight. We're just rambling. We're just rambling on stories. No, we do not remind our children of every consequences.
No, of every activity. No.
No, you remind them enough times where you feel like you've tried to get your message across, and then
let it be.
Then you let it be. And again, that's a line. For a 4-year-old, what you'll let be on a 4-year-old is different. What you'll let be on a 7-year-old, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's not a.
The 7-year-olds is, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
you've already crashed and burned on this 3 times, and you're doing it again.
I don't know how often did my children jump off the roof before they finally stopped because one of them kneed himself in the face. Right, they are successful for a lot of times. One time they landed wrong, everybody stopped. So, all right, you guys are gonna learn. You're gonna land wrong one time, right? You're gonna land on a sprinkler head. Something's gonna happen, and one day I come up and I see a big divot thing dent, and what the hell happened in my lawn? There's a big ass dent. Yeah, I know what happened. I didn't even need to. They didn't even never told me.
You mean they never told you?
No, they told me years later.
That fits.
Yeah, of course they did. They're not going to say anything. They learned their lesson. I didn't need to say anything. I knew. I just didn't need to say anything. Hey, lesson was learned, right?
See, women, we want to talk about it. Let's talk about the lesson we learned.
They didn't need to talk about it. They learned it. All of them learned it. Yeah, you'll most likely be safe jumping off a 1-story roof unless you land wrong. And then you're lucky you'll only need your face. If you didn't, if you'd have landed just differently, it could have busted your nose, your eye socket, your right, whatever. Bounce your knee off your forehead. You got lucky. So right? There's some luck involved in that. But anyway, no. But the sooner he understands how life works, the less dangerous he's going to be, unless he's someone who likes taking risks. And then your poor soul, I feel for you, but you got to let him do it.
Yeah.
Even if he wants to be a Red Bull skateboarder, you let him do it, because how many kids get to chase their dreams? Okay.
Okay, this one.
All right.
Okay, but like, why do these kids need dinner every freaking day? She said she was down to where she'd get a protein shake for dinner. She's fine, or even skip dinner
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
That's her mode.
Yeah.
But now she has these younger children. They're, like 2 under 10, and hello. They actually want dinner every night.
Well, because they burn energy sitting still because they're growing. Right?
Yeah.
Even sitting still, watching TV, they're burning energy just growing.
Yeah.
So that's fundamentally why they need, substance.
All during the day.
Yeah.
All during the day.
It's like a coal plant. You got to feed it coal. Otherwise the boiler goes out, right?
Yeah.
So yes, they need breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and depending upon the child, maybe a snack.
Yeah. They get hangry.
Get hangry
in the afternoon before dinner.
Not all children need snacks. Just, don't over snack your child is another issue. Sometimes we give our children too many snacks. So, monitor. I don't know. I want to say monitor their calories, but get a good estimate that what they're eating is proper for their age, size, and etc. and culture. Because as people are learning in the World Cup now, Americans eat more than everybody else.
Yeah, we do.
Likely because we have more than everybody else is what they're actually finding out.
That's dawning on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally dawning on people in the world. You guys got like everything here. Yeah. Yes, we do. Well, one, we're not allowed to ban everything we don't like. So that way we get even stuff that people don't like.
Yeah.
But they're finding out that, yes, Europe found out what a Buc-ee's is.
What's a Buc-ee?
It's it's like a gas station, but a truck stop gas station for people. And it's like a Walmart inside.
Welcome to American culture.
Yeah, it's like a small one of those, not even small Walmart. It's just like kind of, one of the medium-sized Walmart things inside, but it's Buc-ee's. And and they got more travel stuff. And anyway.
It's like one of those, the Love truck stops.
Yeah, and they've got like 30 gas lines.
Yeah,
right?
they call them different things across America, but I've seen them before.
Yeah, well, Buc-ee's is this big, huge thing. Apparently, they've got good food and stuff in there, and the bathrooms are clean. Yeah, there's important stuff in there, like the clean bathrooms and all this various stuff. So, so they're all finding out about things like Buc-ee's.
Okay.
And weird stuff that we're going, what are you people? Like ranch dressing. Apparently, they don't have ranch dressing over in.
Oh, Shazam. Game changer for the entire nation. They're going to bring back ranch dressing.
The TSA actually had to issue a thing that if you can't bring back the ranch dressing in your baggage.
Okay, we need to send them the spice packets so they can make their own.
They can import it. It's perfectly right for the love of you can order it on Amazon. It's going to take a while to get there, but you can order it on Amazon. It's just ranch dressing. The simple things that we call simple.
I know.
And this poor person, I guess who were from Japan, right? They went to a Mexican restaurant. In the Mexican restaurants, they give you the chips and salsa. It's just for sitting down, essentially.
Yeah.
And
they did not know what to do with that.
They did not know what to do with that. You just had no clue what to do with that. So
we didn't order this.
No, this is to munch on while you decide.
While you're waiting, while you're thinking.
Yeah, while you're thinking, while you're waiting,
Yeah.
your waitress will be by in a couple minutes to take your order. Right. Or these guys got a foot-long sub, a Philly cheesesteak. and they each got a Philly cheesesteak. And they said, okay, well, here's the thing. If you're from Europe and you order one of these things, share it with somebody because this is too much for us to eat. They just simply, can't comprehend our portion sizes over here. So, well, depending upon the person.
That's why y'all are so skinny.
Yeah,
You need to get a little meat on your bones.
Americans are actually taller than most of the world.
Are we really? Yeah.
I think the only people who are taller, I
nutrition.
think, like Swedish, but they eat a lot of red meat.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
Mm.
Americans, we just eat a lot of calories, and so it doesn't matter what it is. We'll eat anything.
In a large portion, please. Thank you, so we can have snackies later. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're finding out things like they went to Walmart and went down the chips aisle.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. They didn't know what to do with themselves. So.
Take them into Costco. Let them take a look at Costco. Do they have Costco's, big?
Well, they got things like
warehouses?
Aldi's. They got Aldi's and stuff like that, but it's just the variety is so different.
Yeah.
Like they walked into Walmart and you can get a TV and bananas and all this different fruit and stuff. He says, we don't have this fruit in Europe. They just don't have a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because if they did, it'd be expensive to ship over there from South America. Yeah. And it just comes up real quick on a boat.
Mm.
So they could get it. It's just a matter of cost. Anyway, all right. Did we not answer another question?
Yeah, we answered it.
All right.
Okay. I have to drop off and pick up my girlfriend to work, and I'm getting tired. She doesn't drive.
Uh-huh.
So you have a partner who doesn't drive. I don't drive.
Yeah.
So what do you suggest for this young man?
Well, this is one of these things where the schedules, you're going to have to kind of manipulate your schedule. My guess is her schedule, she can't manipulate, right? She's working 9 to 5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the schedule is. That might matter. But if it's interrupting, like he's got to wake up after 4 hours of sleep, take her to work, come back home.
No, he's just tired of driving her.
Oh, man up, sucker. This is part of life. This is part of having a life partner. Sometimes you got to be inconvenienced. Try when you have kids and you got to get them to school every day and pick them up every day and all the various routine stuff. Here's the other thing. Now, there is another part to this. Why doesn't she drive?
She just never learned.
Okay, that doesn't mean she can't. How old is she?
23.
Oh, that doesn't mean she can't.
I know. I think there's some kind of mental block.
Well, there's a lot of young people who don't want to drive because they haven't needed to. It hasn't been important in their life, right? And now it's become important in her life, and she's like, if you live in a big city, you either have public transport or you have your parents to take you all your lives, right?
Yeah.
And you've had a generation of parents, 2 generations of parents who will do everything for you. And unlike ours, it says, yeah, you can go there. You just got to figure out your way there and your way back.
Yeah. Be safe.
Yeah. And don't hitchhike. Oh man, you want everything. Right? You're supposed to find a route. And what ends up happening is someone's sister, brother, cousin, or whatever drops you off, and then someone's dad who doesn't want to is just willing to come and pick you guys up.
Yeah.
What happens? The dad doesn't want to be there at 11:30 to come pick you sorry people up
from roller skating.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah. That's why when you get in the car, you say, thank you, Mr. Whatever it is named for picking us up, and nothing else in the car, unless he asks you questions. And he might, and then you answer him as respectfully as kind. Oh, we had a good time. Johnny can't skate backwards, but other than that, it was great. All right, that's how you do these things. So man up and take her to work, or kind of convince her that it's time for her to learn to drive and start taking herself.
Maybe you could have her. First she'd have to get her learners. Maybe you could have her drive you to her work. get her used to the drive. Help her out with,
No,
it
no, no.
seems like
The
she
best way
has
to
some
help her out is to get her
anxiety.
driving lessons. You do not want to teach your significant other how to drive. Let someone else do that.
It worked out well for us.
You don't drive.
You eagerly drive for me instead of me going, "Oh, I'll drive."
No, you've been banished from driving. Mirrors can't survive you, so that doesn't. You don't drive anymore. Just it's all good. I'll take you wherever you need to go. It works out just fine for everybody. Whole world's safer this way. The only time it was a trouble was when I couldn't see.
Yeah.
And we even managed that.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Okay.
For the dads.
Okay. Oh, for the dads of young kids, how has becoming a dad impacted your friendships? Well, they impact women's too, becoming a mom.
Well, yeah, but this is a dad asking about dads,
Okay.
right? Not everything has to be about moms.
No.
Dad can ask about dads.
Well, I'm saying we're not
No, everybody's impacted,
exclusive.
but our dad's
It's,
impacted differently,
Okay.
right? What's this unique impacts on dad and friendships?
Mhm.
And well, here's the thing: as you get older, your friendship group, generically speaking, shrinks.
Yeah.
I can speak, so it's going to shrink anyway. And circumstance plays as much into how your friendship group grows and evolves and whatnot as anything else, whether it's children, location, jobs, time.
Yeah.
If both of you are working 12-hour days, and you've got families and other family responsibilities and other social community responsibilities, where's your time to go hang out with Bill, who all you really did was play video games with anyway? That just gets kicked down the list.
Yeah.
Whether it should or not is a different question, but it's what happens. As not because either one of you decided I don't like them anymore. It's just in the terms of the list of importance, it got shoved down. Maybe it shouldn't have been shoved down so far, but it got shoved down. And there's only 24 hours in a day, and there's only 7 days a week. And just that's the cold, hard reality of life. That's why your friend group shrinks. You simply have less time for a large group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how life goes. Unless, of course, you stay childless and maybe even partnerless, and then you can have as big a group of friends as you like because you can bounce between everybody else's schedules. Oh, they've got 2 hours today. Fit that in. You got 2 hours of the day, and you can fit that in, and you can keep your robust social life because you're the one who's flexible. But after you've got kids, your life will there's only so much flexibility when you've got mouths to feed and bills to pay.
That's how it is with my friends. They're like at least 20 years younger than I am. Most of my friends at my social group. And so I stay flexible, with days, with them, this is my day off. Well, Mondays, I can make Mondays for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to do it on their day off. They'd rather squeeze that time in after work or before work or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's because they want their day off to do other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the specific question is, it's just how life impacts your friendship. It's nothing specific about kids. It's about having responsibilities. Anytime you take on more responsibilities, you have less time for things that aren't responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So now if you can turn your friendship into a responsibility to maintain and put it higher on the list, but you're going to have to honor that list. And that's work. Should be done. Most of us men should probably spend more time on those things that have gotten shoved down off the list. We should consider that. So let's be clear.
That's good advice.
But it is what happens. Okay.
Is it wrong that my kids' preschool didn't do anything for Father's Day? Yes.
Well, it's only wrong if they did something for Mother's Day.
Yes, they did.
And that's where it's wrong. And right, because you can't do for one and not the other.
Yeah.
And the excuse is, well, not everybody has a father in the home. So what? Not everybody has a mother in the home. Just because it's less common doesn't mean it's less impactful for the ones who are there. You have to normalize them being normal in society, even though if their life doesn't fit the normal.
I had a absent father growing up, and Father's Day were hard at first, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. No one said it's going to be easy.
But by the time I got to be 9 or 10, I'm just like, whatever. It's just another day. Doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. Not every holiday has to have the same amount of meaning or the same type of meaning.
It's for everybody.
For everybody else. It's
No.
perfectly fine for you to sit there and observe how other people, spend this cultural moment. There's nothing wrong with learning how to do that.
Yeah.
Dispassionately. It doesn't speak to me. All right. No, but I can sit here and observe it. I can appreciate that other people are having a good time. I can appreciate that half these fathers don't really want to be here, but they came anyway.
I felt happy for my friends that had dads, and they'd tell me about, their Father's Day stuff. I was happy for them.
Yeah. So, but you did have a father figure. So.
Oh yes, I did. I had my grandpa.
Yeah. So you had a father figure to fill a void.
I did.
It couldn't quite fill the same, but it goes a long way having just a father figure
who loved me unconditionally.
Yeah.
Who
would put you right when you're wrong, but would love you anyway.
Yes, he would. Yes, he would.
Yeah. Everybody needs that.
Grandpa was a man of very few words, but I felt the affection that man had for me.
Yeah.
He treated me different than my sister and I, different from the other cousins. Yeah,
because
he had to.
Yeah.
They had fathers.
Yeah, he had to. And he filled the role as best he could. And you honor that.
Mm-hmm. I do now.
Yeah.
On Father's Day.
Oh, I always appreciated my stepfather, even though we didn't get along at all. But he tried. Right? And
yeah.
he actually tried and he honorably tried. Right? We clashed oil and water, but he tried. And so you honor that, right? You honor the effort.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that
there's no ill will about us not meshing.
That was an effort for him to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Time and again.
Yeah.
And getting very little in return.
We didn't know what anxiety disorder was then, right? It would have made more sense.
It would have.
That would have made more sense to everybody.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And you honor the effort everybody puts into these things and you move on with that. That's how you don't carry trauma with you around your life. You just figure flawed human beings doing the best they could, as long as
my dad was stone cold alcoholic. He had a disease, And it wasn't till I started facing my alcoholism and learning about that I could understand my dad.
So.
And he got cancer, and we started regular phone calls for a couple years while he was sick. And so we got on. It's all cool. We got to know each other at the end.
Better human being than me. I still don't talk to my dad.
I didn't want any regrets. I had regrets with my mother. I had unresolved issues with my mother.
I don't have any unresolved issues. I just don't have any desire. I'm fine with it. I don't carry around any trauma or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have any desire. So it is what it is. Such is life.
Oh, it was an effort. I didn't look forward to talking to him. He was a wet brain. You know how difficult those by that time. You know how difficult those conversations were? But, here's a sick human being, at the end of his life, crying into his beer every night. I can talk to him for 20 minutes on a Thursday, you know?
All I'm saying is you're a better human being than me on that. Just saying. All right. So what's next?
Only because I had to be.
Have
Should
to
I
do it.
end my 7-year relationship because he won't propose? Her biological clock is ticking, and she
Uh-huh.
and she is feeling it.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's
Because she'd like to be married for 2 or 3 years without kids first, you
okay.
know?
Well, all right, but is she gonna have any better luck looking for the next one? Is this one gonna be more fruitful in the next 2 or 3 years potentially than one in the hand is better than none in the bush.
Mhm.
It's a rough world out there looking for a partner.
Well, my question is, has she ever found out why he's not ready to be married? Because some guys, they have a plan,
Mhm.
work, house, then marriage.
Well, a lot of guys under 30, 35 have made a calculation that marriage doesn't work for them. They've run the numbers, and it's just marriage, legal marriage. It's a silly game to play, and they're just not going to play it. They lose, right? They look at the statistics, they look at court, how things work out in the court, and they lose every time. So you don't play, whether right or wrong, and that's the calculation they made.
Yeah, then 1 or 2 babies come along and the issues over
Those can be
that.
avoided, or you just don't, right? That's fine. There's sex robots coming. It'll be all right. Right? If I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm just saying there's a lot of the young men who have checked out of the marriage business just because they've checked out of the marriage business.
Mm.
Marriage no longer works in their favor. It has never worked, in the last 50, 60 years, it hasn't worked in men's favor. Women file for like 80% of the divorces. Right? It just run the numbers. It doesn't work out in men's favor. You end up with child support and no say in your children, maybe every other weekend, but yet you still got to pay half of everything. It doesn't work out for them, so they don't do it. There's a reason there's declining birth rates. It works both ways. Both men and women are deciding that it's not worth it for lots of reasons. So that's why a lot of men aren't proposing. It's not even that they're not necessarily willing to have a family. They're just not willing to go down the state-sponsored marriage path, which is silly because it's the same path after. But anyway,
After you've been together for what, 10
Well, no, it
years,
is
you
still-
still have to go down that path.
well, no, it is easier because the assets never technically get put together. So, in a sense, like if he buys a house on his income, it's going to be his house.
Mm.
He'll still have child support and things like that, but his assets would still be his. His pensions and retirement funds would be his.
Mhm.
Those kind of things that you actually can lose half of. So, I'm just saying why they do it, because they can make a calculation that it's no longer worth it. It's a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and what do they get out of it?
Security.
They don't get security. There's no security. We just went through all the things about happens in divorce.
No, I mean within the relationship.
They don't.
Fidelity. You promise
You don't get that
fidelity.
anyway. You don't get that either. We've seen how statistic works. Women cheat just as much as men do. This is
So we should go back to the old ways, right? You walk into a house together and say,
I'm not saying any
we're
way is better.
married, then that's it. You're married.
I'm not saying any one way is better or worse, or I'm not making any value judgments on. I'm just telling you what the decisions have been made, culturally speaking.
Okay.
There's a reason all these young people aren't getting married, and it's because more and more of them have made the calculation that it's not worth it.
Okay.
It doesn't work out in their favor in the long run. So
that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, but we started that road back in the 80s. That road's been, well, you could actually make an argument it started in the 70s.
But I can feel her. What
she's got a real problem.
I still want to hear those words. I want
she's got a real problem.
To hear the vows.
And again, she's been in a 7-year relationship. It's a time is this gonna produce something or not? Right? Everybody has to make these times. 7-year itch, whatever you want to call it. But everybody has to make these decisions on, is this relationship going this way or this way?
At some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know you think, oh, I put in 7 years. I've invested so much,
But also remember, it's not an easy world out there.
No.
So finding someone compatible is also not easy. So
yeah, but it's even being alone is, if you're with somebody that you.
Well, she didn't say they've grown apart. He just doesn't want to propose, and we don't know why he doesn't want to propose. Is it he just against marriage, or is there something fundamental, like she choose wrong?
Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
She's not the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And in that particular case, then you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
If he's just not into the modern marriage thing, you can revolve around that.
Yeah.
We have a friend who went got married differently. Yeah. Emily. They got married differently. They got a contract, not a marriage.
I like that.
So it's interesting.
Well, that's what the vows are to me.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's also another reason why you don't need the whole legal marriage thing, right? Because why are you going to, this relationship's so great, we're going to get the government involved. What the fuck? Who came up with that system? Someone wanted to tax something, man. That's the only reason you come up with that. Right? That's it. Anyway. All right. What's next? We're off the rails today. Okay. Yeah, we're already an hour and 13 minutes in. We're already longer than usual. All right.
Is it okay for me to let my 7-year-old sleep in my bed when he has a nightmare? He's a little boy, and she's a single mom, and she,
It's perfectly normal for a 7-year-old to sleep in the bed.
It is perfectly normal.
Yeah, don't overthink these things.
Even, it'll get less and less when they want to cuddle with you, and you're going to miss it. And then sometimes, just out of the blue, your teenager will come up to you, 13-year-old boy, Mom, can we cuddle? And you can't tell anybody about it because that'll ruin it, So just keep that between the two of
you. Yeah, it's a perfectly normal thing for them to do when they get a nightmare.
And it gets less and less. So enjoy it while it happens.
Enjoy.
While you got it.
Big old quotations on enjoy on that one, by the way. Yeah. All right. Love stretches us, drains us, fills us, and sometimes forces us to grow in directions we didn't expect, just like this show. But every question you ask is a sign that you are trying, and that matters more than perfection ever will. Do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share button. You can send us your questions, comments to love@latenightLove.us. But please remember, To love everybody.
Good night. Do I have time to go to the bathroom?
Sure, why not? Everybody heard that, by the way.
Well, I didn't say anything untoward.
No, but what's funny is as the live show on the TV show went off the air, John he was talking about Father's Day, and so he tried to squeeze something in. And so the last thing everybody hears is "Love your daddy." Yeah. All right. Let me see. Do I have anything to kind of occupy ourselves with while we're? Let's see. Do I have any other questions to answer? Someone said like this to a short from 2 weeks ago. Think about data centers. I must have been logged in on the wrong comment account. Let's see. Let me go to YouTube Studio. See if I can find some questions for us to answer. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Shorts. There's 3. I already did. Oh, we can answer one from the Find Your Nerdy. So a user said she's taken her daughter to several places. She's a Pokemon collector, and she's always been fascinated with the guys sitting around the table. You don't look up, they're fully engaged in the game, and the others at the table, they never get weirded out when she asks if she can watch. They're always polite. It really felt like ones who made the game pieces and essentially the battlefield themselves. Some spend more time creating their sets than ever playing with it. Yes, that's about the nerds when she's got a nerdy daughter. Someone had a nerdy daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was just killing time while you were gone.
Okay.
I was reading someone's comment. But the point is she'd take her daughter's nerdy. She's a Pokemon collector.
Yeah.
So they go to these things, and there's always these guys over there playing Warhammer 4K or something, right? Or D&D or something over in the camp. And they're always just engrossed in their game, but they never weird out when she says, "Can she watch?" We were talking about, go find a nerd. You want to find nerdy people, you go where nerdy people hang out.
Yeah.
And just realize they don't know how to talk to people. So you're just going to have to jump in with both feet into whatever they're doing and become part of the group that way. And you'll find an ancillary person, right? The first group you get in, it'd be too weird if you started going with any of those people, but it'll be the people around you. You become in the space, and someone else will. Because your initial group likely to is going to become your friends. And that's just weird. All right.
You don't stoop your friends.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get this show back on the road.
Right.
All right, welcome back to the Late Night Love, or whatever the heck this is tonight. This is where we get tender partners sharing arguments with friends, deciding whether to disclose antidepressant use, a best friend confessing feelings for your boyfriend, discovering your partner watches the same taboo porn you do, and then the room feels different, navigating mismatched intimacy needs, post-sex cuddling. We got a whole bunch of stuff going around tonight on this one. That was a terrible intro, by the way. But sure, why not? It fits with the rest of the day. Anyway, you can find us at latenightLove.us. You can send your questions, comments, suggestions, etc. to love@latenightLove.us. And do us a favor, hit the like, subscribe, share thing, even though tonight's show doesn't deserve anything like that. I don't know what the hell this is. But it's something. We'll see if we can rescue this right? We've got one segment left to rescue this. Let's see if we can stay on task and get through these things like a reasonable human being.
Okay, let's try.
All right, let's go.
I'm not very optimistic, but we'll try.
We'll
Okay.
try.
I found out that my boyfriend of 4 years discusses our arguments with his friends. How do I set boundaries around privacy?
Oh, this is a gender flip.
What are you talking about?
Well, usually it's the women who talk with their sisters and
Oh, I know. I mean, her. What is she talking about? She wants to limit what her boyfriend talks about with his friend. She can't do that.
well, here's the thing. As a general rule of thumb, men don't like to talk about this stuff to their friends.
So he's probably got one good friend, a best friend.
No, she said friends. He goes out drinking with his buddies and he just yaks.
So he blows off steam.
Yeah. Well, here's the question I've got. What is she doing during these arguments that has her so upset about what other people are going to think about them? Because generally speaking, yeah, okay, we have an argument and
she just thinks
they're just silly.
It's private.
Well, this is the thing.
And him being angry with her, his friends don't need to hear negative things he thinks about her.
Okay,
because then they won't like her.
So we're supposed to express our feelings and emotions to our friends and people around us, but we're not.
I know.
But don't do that. But here's the thing: as a rule of thumb, you shouldn't you shouldn't be telling your sisters, brothers, friends things about the intimate part of your argument. Right? You can kind of discuss around it, but this is one of the reasons men don't say things is because they don't want other people to know. And so if they know that you're going to go tell your friend group whatever he tells you, then he's going to not tell you very much because he doesn't want your friend group to know everything. And so this is usually on the other foot, right? This is usually men trying to figure out how do we not I get that she likes to talk to her sister or her mother or whatever, but why does she got to say everything? Right? This becomes some part of our lives private, and that's how it usually goes. And there's some truth to that. There are some parts of your life that should be private. You shouldn't share with everybody.
No, and they're 26 and 28. I think they're learning this.
But so the question becomes: is what? Not in the grand scheme, you can't limit what they say, but you can limit details, right? Stop telling
details.
Yeah. Yeah, we're fighting over money, or we're fighting over credit card debt, or we're fighting over, retirement funding, or we're fighting over how much the light bill is, or right? You keep it generic.
And make it relative. I'm grumpy. We're having a fight. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. But again, I also don't want to tell men not to go talk to people about their emotions.
I know.
I don't want to do it. And so, keep things generic. There's a reason, Kitty, you're not allowed in here. All right.
Should I tell my partner I'm on antidepressants again?
So she's 19, he's 22. I don't know. Is he someone who's against antidepressants, or are you just...
No, he was very supportive and everything, but she's afraid he's not gonna go through it again.
Okay, here's the thing. This is your depression cycle talking. He's going to be as supportive this time as he was last time. He knows that you're struggling. He's not blind. He's living in the same world you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you take antidepressants, he's going to, even if you don't tell him, he's going to know. You're going to change. You're going to be different, right? You're going to start feeling a little better.
Yeah.
He's going to notice that. So why don't you want to tell him? You're afraid that he's going to have a...
She's afraid of losing him.
Yes. And your bet is there's no evidence to support that conclusion.
Yeah.
It's just a fear based upon your depression, you feeling not great about yourself. And so you're going to think that people are going to react to you how you would react to you right now. That you don't like yourself very much right now. right? This is how this
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
like yourself very much right now, so you don't think highly of yourself right now. So you think everybody doesn't like you very much right now, and any little thing is going to send them running away from you. Rather than, as the evidence has shown, he's perfectly willing to support you through these things. He's probably wondering why you got off your antidepressants in the first place.
Mhm.
You know, if you actually ask him, yeah, I was wondering why you got off of those things. I mean,
Yeah.
I get sometimes the side effects are worse than the problem, right? So,
And that just means you change your meds.
right. Or you change your strategies.
Yeah.
She's 19. Maybe she felt that she was, it was a bridge, not a, because, and not everybody needs to stay on antidepressants for a long period of time.
Right.
Some people just need a bridge to get over a rough period of time so they can get their head back straight on and plow forward again.
Mhm.
Right. So there is that. But no, tell your partner, because you need to know now anyway. Do you want to go 7 years in and not be able to trust your partner? You don't want to live like that. Set your habits and your expectations now. And my guess is he's going to meet them because he met them before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My best friend says she's in love with my boyfriend. Is it wrong to cut her off if I know she's struggling mentally?
Well, no. Because this is almost emotionally manipulative behavior
It is.
without knowing more. Right.
I know.
So yeah, this is one of these things. It's not even over the boyfriend thing, right? It's in a sense that why would she tell you?
That's something you keep to yourself and you wait for it to get over.
Yeah.
Wait for him to do something stupid and you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
and
But-
he will.
But anyway, but how do you know she's struggling mentally? Now, maybe the mental struggle is part of the obsession. She's having a mental struggle and her boyfriend is a stable thing. And so
It's nice to her.
and so she's
Yeah.
a nice stable rock in her chaotic seas. But the chaotic seas is the problem, and her obsessing over this isn't going to help her either. So
No,
so
not at all.
So no matter what it is, it is what it is. Yes, you are actually completely right to cut her off, at least for a little while, right? Create some distance for a while. It's best for her as well. Okay. What do we have next?
I discovered now we're entering the adult questions.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I discovered my boyfriend watches the same taboo porn I do. Now what?
Well, that's a good question. I guess the question is, how much do you really how real is your interest in your taboo porn? Because if the interest is real, well, now you've found an opportunity to find somebody who to do.
Well,
do
she
something.
doesn't. She doesn't want to actually do it. She just likes the porn.
Yeah, that's actually a lot of stuff that's more. They don't actually want to do what they watch, right? We've discussed this.
Yeah.
Fantasy is much better than reality.
Then she knows that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so then the answer to that is pretend you didn't notice. Just let sleeping dogs lie. If you want to let sleep, it's perfectly acceptable to let sleeping dogs lie in this kind of a situation. Let people's personal entertainment be their personal entertainment. Just because you know something doesn't mean you have to do anything about it. There's nothing to do. Sometimes there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
What do you do? Nothing.
Nothing.
If there's nothing to do, there's nothing to do. Now, maybe on a wild weekend, you know,
Hey, hun, come watch this with me.
and see how far you guys think about wanting to go. But
Yeah.
but that's a wild weekend in Mexico or something, right?
I know.
And you get a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, there's nothing to do. It would be my suggestion. Okay.
My husband thinks cuddling after sex is weird, and I'm starting to take it personally.
Well, it's not personally, it's difficult because we just want to go to sleep. And it's not our fault. It's just the way it's built.
5 minutes.
It's just the way it's built.
Give us 5 minutes.
You guys can be the other side of the spoon on occasion. So we can roll over.
No. We want the kisses.
You're asking too much, right? Apparently, if this is a common occurrence throughout the centuries of humanity, there comes a point where your expectations and reality.
Well, then we don't want to do it.
It's like expectations of sex in the shower. There's nothing sexy about sex in the shower. It's just a royal pain in the butt.
You can't give us 5 minutes. We don't want to do it.
Okay,
We need the emotional.
that's what everything was before.
Afterwards.
That's what
We
everything
need the
else
after
was.
we're feeling vulnerable.
You know how we started the day that talking about how nature is a cruel mistress. I'm just saying, nature is a cruel mistress. She can probably the after effects are completely different. They're incompatible. The needs of one and the needs of the other are completely incompatible.
You've always been really good.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Well, you've been faking it really good.
Just saying. Rose-colored glasses, those help too. But
Okay, now I'm not saying that you have actively participated at times, but you have laid there and allowed me to cuddle with you, and you have put your arm around me. This is all we want.
until you give that, and then you always want more. You guys are never satisfied.
Well, not that way every single time, but this lady would be happy with that.
Problem is, she wouldn't.
I don't think so.
It's not that it's weird. It's more difficult for us than you guys imagine. That's all I'm saying.
I know. That's why we have minimum expectations.
It's just more difficult than you think it is.
Mm.
All right.
Okay, here's our last question.
Now we've got two.
Oh, wait. How do people with jobs still have time and energy for sex?
Energy drinks? Drugs?
They're personally motivated.
Yeah, well, and then you remember young, right? You're talking about youth. Is most, as you get older, it happens less often simply because you don't have time or energy, right?
Yeah.
That's what happens. So
Back hurts.
yeah, I got to get up early, all the various things that become a higher priority.
And we're just not as driven later.
Yeah, then there's the biological clocks and all that various stuff.
Yeah.
And after you've had a family, then the need, even the emotional need has gone away. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, what's last?
The last has swallowing become more expected over the years, or does it just seem that way?
I don't know.
We're not out in the game, but I hear that it is more considered on the menu. It didn't used to be on the menu. That was a personal call. But now it's like it's expected for you to do it.
I don't know if you're going to go that far. Why wouldn't
you? Ew, it's nasty.
Yeah, like everything else that you do, getting to that point is perfectly fine, perfectly sterile. There's nothing at all. The thing that comes out of you that actually is sterile. The thing that hasn't been spread all over other body parts. That's the nasty thing. We're all backwards. May not like it, but we also eat ranch dressing, so I don't know. Apparently, I don't know what's good or not. Oh wait, we discussed that. I don't really. All right, relationships are built on communications. They're not perfect communications, but brave communications. The kinds where you tell the truth without losing the softness, the kind where you let yourself be known. As we wrap up tonight, remember this: you are allowed to want comfort, you're allowed to want connections, you are allowed to want boundaries, rest, affection, clarity, and a little more ease than the world will sometimes give you. We're all just trying to make it through the day with our dignity intact and our hearts open. From me and Lubby, have a good night. And please remember to love everybody.